reactions from people. I think one of the things that I am marveled at is how many people have iPhones and iPhone technologies. Right, here we go. Brian,
heads up, Cameron.
The vehicles are being approached. The crowd is screaming. And Brian, this is our moment. Here we go. There you have it. The First Lady of the United States and the President making their first exit from the vehicle as anticipated. And here we are, Brian. They're holding hands, as you can see, walking along this blue line that illuminates, for lack of a better description, the parade route. But there they are, this couple that we witnessed 4 years ago with their young children come to this town, and now the First Lady and the President making this walk the final time. From the distance that we see here, they are smiling. As you can see, they're waving, and the crowd, as we say, is going crazy right now, Brian. Enthusiastic, happy, and there are smiles as far as you can see, and cameras. I've never seen so many 6-year-olds with iPhones that can snap pictures on their inspiration to be here to watch these faces accept and embrace this first family.
Thank you, Cameron. We're all taking this in at the same time. We have a portable camera that's able to walk out ahead of the first couple, kind of revolve around them. That is the FBI building to the left.
Brian, it's interesting as we watch these images and you reflect back 4 years ago, the newness of this couple, the cultural impact they were having, as well as the political impact, that has not really diminished, even though we're in a different place 4 years on. But it is striking, not to get into Michael's territory here, but the second time in our history we've had 3 consecutive 2-term presidents.
Absolutely.
So much political ferment, and yet that measure of consistency is notable.
Pete Souza, their veteran photographer, is backtracking just in front of the couple. He's the gentleman you see allowed to get the closest to take pictures. Vic, the president's lead agent, is the gentleman with the goatee to the president's side, walking a comfortable but safe distance alongside the couple. Michael, to David's point, that is one of the great kind of misindicators of our politics.
Right, because you remember the period of the late 80s and or going back to the 70s, you know, periods between the 70s and the first decade of this century where there was sort of a conventional wisdom that we may be going through a period of one-term presidencies. But in a way, this may be a case of the exception proving the rule, because if you look at the margins by which many of these presidents got office in the last 12 years or so, very close election 2000, extremely close election 2004, somewhat close election, it seemed, in 2012. So in a way, this may be as much flukish as it suggests a pattern.
It's a beautiful picture. We, as we said, had been blessed with this, considering everything else that could be going on a January afternoon. What a beautiful afternoon in Washington. Beautiful weather. Cold, yes, but the sun is out.
And Brian, there's something very retro about this that I think we as Americans like. We like this pageantry. We like the tradition. We talk so much about security, but we want our presidents to get out and walk a little bit with the First Lady so they can be seen, so we can have all these cultural reference points and historical reference points. And we've got that, and we see it again, so we can make these comparisons.
Hey, guys, give me a cross street. Is that the Justice Department on that?
Just
that was,
And a little bit further in the rear, the National Archives, where reside, as you well know, the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution, in which there are provisions for what a president does and actually how he's inaugurated. So it really returns full circle.
And over the door, it is written, what is past is prologue. And that's a lesson we keep forgetting in American history.
None of the three of us will disagree with that.
In politics, if it happened before, there's a good chance it'll happen again. This is just a beautiful live picture.
And I think David is absolutely right, because one of the calming and inspiring things about this is that we did see presidents in scenes like this, and sometimes first ladies walking in parades this way. And so much more often is just the face of the president behind that very thick bulletproof glass in that big car. Sort of nice to return to the earlier times.
There's one of those David Gregory parties going on.
It wasn't wild enough, I don't know.
Hey, also, we talked about this before, Brian. Here is a president who has just been reelected by the American people in a down economy when history was against him in that respect, given the economic conditions. Who overcame that, defied history again, who has a renewed sense of confidence, as any second-term president does. So how are the thoughts different going through his mind now on this walk than they were 4 years ago?
That's right. Are they coming up on the old post office on the First Lady's side here?
Yeah,
I believe they are.
Left.
Yeah, there it is.
Yep.
Which has seen an awful lot of inaugural parades over the years.
Tamron Hall remains on her vehicle, which has been doing a little weaving in and out to get the best camera shot of the president. Tamron?
He's saying that. Well, okay. Hi.
Hey, Tamron.
Hi. We are here in another area, Brian, where it's this deafening roar. The president and the first lady have walked more than 2 blocks now, and you can bet people are wondering, are they going to stay out of the vehicle and continue on? The crowds now where we are located, in front of the old post office, I don't know, maybe 30, 40 people deep at this point. We're kind of a stop and start, so forgive the, jerking nature of this live hit here. But as you can imagine, the pace has changed greatly. There's a slow pace to this caravan, this procession, so that these people have an opportunity to soak in what they are seeing, which is a leisurely stroll by the president and the first lady on this amazing day. I don't think you could have scripted this better, being his second inauguration, the weather, and watching them stroll like a lovely couple, quite honestly, who would be enjoying Washington, D.C., except for they're joined by about 1 million people and another 1 million cameras, Brian. But if you look at their faces, it's just a beautiful stroll by this couple who's gone through so much. I lived in Chicago and watched them make their way through the political system and the politics of that town, and now they're here in this city, and we know the impact worldwide that the election of Barack Obama has had, including this second term. So we're watching as they make this